The Charlotte Hornets, yes, the 26-54, whatever the heck our record is at this point, Charlotte Hornets have a much better future than you might think. And as a matter of fact, since the NBA trade deadline, they have had one of the best defenses in the NBA without LaMelo Ball. So we're going to be talking about that today, talking about this statistical anomaly that a team that couldn't stop a blind man for the first half of the season is now one of the best defenses in the league. We're going to be talking about all that, as well as the Miles Bridges situation. Should we re-sign guys like Kelly Oubre and PJ Washington, and then our youth? Do any of these guys have a chance to, give us good minutes anywhere on down the line? So that's what we're going to be looking at here in today's video. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below, as it'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, the season has been bad. It has been a complete throwaway season. 26-54 at the time of this recording. Not good at all. I mean, it's just been terrible. 30th offensive rating in the entire NBA. We got to decide if we want to re-sign PJ, if we want to re-sign Kelly Oubre. We'll see. Those are two guys that, yes, I would like to bring back, but, I don't know if we have enough cap space. And then, of course, Miles Bridges has hinted at his return to Charlotte, so we'd love to see that. Now, improvement on the year. LaMelo Ball in his third year, averaging 24 a game, 8.4 assists, 6.4 rebounds per night. He had a very good year for a third-year guard. Now, the efficiency was not all the way there, only 41% from the field, but he did take 11 threes per game, so that was a big part of it. But he did shoot 37% from three, so that's pretty good. But he is, of course, done for the year. He's been done for the year for a good while now with that ankle injury. Hopefully he can stay healthy going forward. That was not a concern coming into the year, but then he hurt his ankle 3 times, so we'll see what happens there. But the future of the Charlotte Hornets, the sole reason for our #1 defensive rating since the deadline, and that is the Mark Williams effect. 8.6 points per game and 7 rebounds, as well as a block in 18 minutes a night, shooting at 64% from the field. Now, he's only shooting 70% from the line, but this man's improvement has been astronomical. Looking at his per 36 numbers over the past few games, during his starting time, the per 36 number, 16.7 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1.4 steals, 2.2 blocks. Absolutely wild. And again, like we said, the Hornets have the #1 rating since the deadline. Huge part of that was the Mason Plumlee trade, allowing Mark Williams to play that center spot. And if the Hornets do somehow get lucky and land the #1 overall pick, we can still take Webenyama and play Wemby at the 4, Mark Williams at the 5, because some people, of course, don't think Wemby is ready for the NBA physically. Man, what a duo that would be. Now, Miles Bridges said he was going to be back in March. He obviously is not back in March because it is April at the time of this recording. This is a guy that put up 20-7 on 50% shooting from the field in his last season in the NBA. The Hornets were looking like one of the better young teams in the NBA with Miles, Melo. Would love to see this duo back in action. Airbnb. It would keep Melo happy. Miles, if he does make his way back into the NBA, I think that would be a great place for him to go. Of course, the no contest has been filed, so I think he's good to go. I wish we could have go ahead and signed him, so if the NBA wanted to give him a suspension, then he could go ahead and serve that this year while we are 25 games under 500 instead of next year. But, maybe there is no suspension coming, and he can just go ahead and suit right up and play for the Hornets next year. Now, the free agent decisions. We got to make a decision on PJ Washington, who averaged 15.7 points a game, 5.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Was kind of hoping he would fill in for Miles, a little bit better than the way he did. 44% from the field, 35% from 3, 1.1 blocks per game for PJ. Now, do we re-sign him? I don't know. We got to bring him back at the right price, in my opinion. If he wants something like 20, 25 million, at that point, let him walk, sign and trade, something of that nature. But if he wants to come back on a team-friendly deal, I would love to have him back. Same with Kelly Oubre, who has now been out for a while with injury, but 20 points a game, 5 rebounds. Kelly is very good when he is on the court. However, he was a little inefficient this year, 43% from the field, 32% from 3 in 31 minutes, but a very nice 3-and-D wing guy. And again, same thing can go for Kelly that went for PJ. Would love to bring him back, but at the right price. We don't want to overpay or anything for a guy like Kelly Oubre. Now, a couple of guys that it could be time to move on from, Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, both getting up there and both getting paid the big bucks. Gordon, as we all know, has a historically bad contract. 14.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, 3.9 assists, is always injured, never in the lineup, and is getting paid $30 million. So 47% from the field, 31% from three. Not a good year from Gordon this year. Not really giving us anything to get excited about for him going into next season, especially paying him $30 million, $60 million over the next 2 years, but this year is essentially done. The next guy here, Terry Rozier, I would not mind keeping Terry around. Scary Terry is a dog. Love to see him on the court. 22 a game, 4.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, but he will be 29 soon, and we're paying him a lot of money. It's kind of not good. He's also a little bit inefficient, 42% from the field, 33% from three in 36 minutes per game. But as I referenced earlier, we're paying him $96 million over the next 4 years. Not exactly ideal for a 29-year-old, 6'2" point guard that relies on his quickness. But at the end of the day, when Terry gets going, he's tough to stop. So if he sticks around for a couple more years, I would not hate it. Now, looking ahead to the 2023 NBA Draft, the Hornets are going to have at least one good pick, potentially another late first-round pick. Well, not potentially, but we will have another late first-round pick, just yet to be determined where it's going to be. So I'm hoping, obviously the big hope is you can jump up, grab the number 1 overall pick, and get Victor Webenyama, completely turn your franchise around. However, with that being highly unlikely, with the Hornets holding the 4th overall pick, we are probably going to have to settle for Scoot Henderson, one of the Thompson twins, or Brandon Miller. Probably 1A for me is Brandon Miller, and then 1B would be Azor Thompson. I feel like we already have a point guard, so we don't really need a min because he can really only play point guard. Scoot Henderson would be phenomenal. I mean, if we land the number 2 pick, I would be ecstatic because we're getting a true combo guard that can really play alongside LaMelo. You run out a lineup of Melo, Scoot, Miles Bridges, P.J. Washington maybe, and then Mark Williams next year, and that's a dang good lineup right there. Looking at the youth that we have on the squad as well to go along with these picks, you got guys like J.T. Thor, Bryce McGowan, James Bouknight. We talked about Mark Williams in detail earlier, Kai Jones, and Bouknight, McGowan's. One of those two guys is going to have to step up and be the 6-man microwave scorer. Kelly Oubre can do that next year, but looking forward, or if Kelly Oubre does walk in free agency, Bouknight, we've seen, he had 2 games in a row where he dropped 20 points on very efficient shooting. Bryce McGowan looks like he can be a guy that can stick around and find a home in the NBA for a long, long time just based off his play style. So we got to hope that one of those two guys pans out, and then Kai Jones or JT Thor 1 can also be your backup power forward going forward. So yeah, those are our youth. They should be playing every single minute of every single game going forward. Don't want to see Gordon Hayward in the lineup anymore. With that Nuggets pick, like I said, it's probably going to be mid to late 20s because the Nuggets are pretty dang good. They've locked up the 1 seed, so the highest that pick probably gets is like 25. But we have no first-round pick next year. Interesting to see what Kupchak does when it comes to getting another pick next year. If he does, MJ could be selling the team. That'd be the best thing to happen to the Hornets in a long time. Hopefully LaMelo gets healthy and comes back even better next year, and hopefully Airbnb is back together. That'd be something that I would love to see. And then, we'll see what we do with these two here. Nick Richards just got that big extension. Well, not big. 3 years, $15 million. Would have loved to have been able to keep Jalen McDaniels on down the road. But we'll see what happens with PJ and with Kelly Oubre. And then Dennis Smith Jr. also a free agent. So with all that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below if you did enjoy today's video at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.